All right, so today we're diving into something pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's called the SecureLink Chronic Illness Access Fixed Indexed Annuity.
Okay.
Now, this is based on some information we got from Diversified Insurance Brokers.
Interesting.
Yeah. And, I mean, we always talk about retirement planning and
Right.
making sure your money grows. But, sometimes there's unexpected things that come up in life. And
Absolutely.
one of those things could be, health challenges. So we really want to get into, how this particular annuity aims to kind of blend both of those things together.
Yeah, I think it's a really important consideration because, retirement planning isn't just about the money. It's also about peace of mind and having a plan for those unexpected events.
Well, let's get into like the core of it. Like, what is this annuity at its most basic level?
Okay, so this is a single premium fixed indexed annuity.
Okay.
And what that means is it's for individuals up to age 75.
All right.
And it's a one-time investment.
Okay, got it.
Now, the term fixed indexed is really interesting because it offers the potential for your money to grow based on the performance of various indices like the S&P 500, MSCI EAFE.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, you've got SG Climate Prepared Barclays, All Caps Trailblazer 5.
Oh, wow. So they got a lot of different...
They've got a lot of options.
Options to pick from.
Yeah, and of course you also have a fixed account option.
Okay.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Any gains that you make each year are locked in.
Oh, okay. So that's like a really big...
That's a huge
benefit for people.
Huge benefit because even if those market indices, happen to go down in a future year, the money that you've already earned in your initial investment is protected from those losses.
Okay, that's really interesting. So you get the upside potential, but you're not
exposed to the downside.
Exposed to the downside.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we're talking about some benefits.
Yeah.
What else really stands out about this particular annuity?
I think the standout feature is this accelerated death benefit. Okay.
Specifically for chronic or terminal illness.
Okay, so this is something that comes with it?
It comes automatically for a small annual fee. It's called a rider.
Got it.
And if you're diagnosed with a chronic or terminal illness, this allows you to access a portion of your death benefit while you're still living.
Okay.
Which is a big deal because traditionally those benefits only become available
right after you pass away.
After someone passes away, right?
Okay.
And so the potential benefit here is significant. It can provide access to up to 200% of your initial investment.
Wow.
Through an 8% compounded growth on that benefit amount up to age 85.
Okay, so that could be a pretty substantial amount of money.
It could be, yeah. And think of it as, having a pool of funds specifically to help with those kinds of situations.
That's really good to have because we've seen, healthcare costs are only going up.
Absolutely.
And they can really drain your retirement savings. So having something like this could be... Absolutely. I mean, would having access to a substantial sum, specifically for healthcare needs change how you think about your retirement and any unexpected health challenges?
Yeah, that's a great question for people to consider because you just never know.
You just never know
what's going to happen, and it's good to be prepared.
Exactly.
Okay, so we talked about the death benefit, but what if you just need access to your money for other reasons?
Yeah, so after the first year, SecureLink allows you to withdraw up to 10% each year without any penalty. And that's based on the value of your contract from the previous year.
Okay.
Also, if you need to take those required minimum distributions later on, those aren't subject to the usual surrender charges or those MVAs.
Right.
So
market value adjustments.
Market value adjustments, that's right.
Yeah.
So you do have some flexibility there.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So we also should probably touch on what happens if, something does happen to you and you pass away. What happens to the money?
So when we're talking about legacy planning, this annuity really takes that into consideration.
Okay.
Your beneficiaries would receive the greater of either the current value of the contract, a guaranteed minimum value, or that 8% compounded amount we talked about up to that 200% limit.
Got it.
And there are also options for a surviving spouse.
Okay.
They can choose to step into your contract, continue it as their own, or if the accelerated death benefit hasn't been used, they can actually continue that growth of that potential death benefit.
That's good to have those options.
It's nice to have those options during a difficult time.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess just to wrap things up, we should probably mention who's behind this annuity. And
Yeah, this is offered by Securian Financial,
oh,
and it's presented by Diversified Insurance Brokers.
okay.
And I think what's really interesting is they emphasize planning with confidence and compassion.
Yeah, that's really important,
Yeah,
because
so
these are sensitive topics.
yeah.
And to have somebody that can walk you through it
And
and
understands.
be understanding of your situation is really important.
Yeah, I think that's key. It's
Yeah.
not just about the numbers, it's about the human element too.
Okay, so just to kind of bring it all together,
Yeah.
we've talked about a lot of different features of this annuity, but what would you say is like the key takeaway?
Well, I think this annuity is trying to do more than just grow your retirement savings.
Right.
It's really about integrating a way to address potential long-term health needs financially alongside the more traditional aspects of growth and legacy.
Right. I mean, I think we all know that, healthcare can be a big expense in retirement. And
Huge expense.
to have something that can help cover those costs can really make a big difference.
Absolutely. And it provides peace of mind,
Yeah.
knowing that you're prepared.
So one final thought for our listeners.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about a lot of different things today,
Mm.
but what would you say is something for them to kind of think about as they...
Yeah, as you're looking towards your own retirement planning, think about this. How might considering financial tools that specifically plan for both the growth of your assets and potential future health challenges offer a more complete sense of security?
Yeah, that's a really important thing to consider because, we often focus on just the financial side, but we have to think about the health side too.
Absolutely.
And having a plan for both can really give you that peace of mind that we're all looking for.
I think that's a great takeaway.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.